I didn't name him Marvin. It was like, it's not like it was a real glorious chain of a name to keep going, you know. It was like, dude, why am I gonna do this to another human being? You know what? Hey everybody, welcome back to Blacktop Banter. This is episode 13, and we got a few guests, which I'm excited about. But first and foremost, we always got to shout out somebody, anybody. And this time we're shouting out Charles Baker from C&B Pavement Services. He's been tagging and commenting a lot on a lot of the Blacktop Banter stuff, so I'm hyped for that. But as we get going, you know, oh guys, I can't say remember that I can't say man, I kill myself over that every time. So as we are going to get rolling, we're going to be talking about stuff that's going on with everybody all over, and I thought what better of a crew than I could think of and have on here to talk about East Coast lifestyle, because we're in the Midwest and we're a little bit more far removed than the guys at American Pavement. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves first and foremost, and then we'll talk about how you guys got started.
I'm Jack.
I'm Matt. I'm 27. And I'm Josh, 29, turning 30 turning 30 in 2 days.
What about Jack? How old are you, Jack?
33.
Oh, Jack. And I'm the oldest, so you know you guys better pay your respects. So let's get started. How you got started, Josh? You wanna talk about your dad and kind of how you guys got rolling and the Head of Steam, all that stuff?
Sure. So I think the business was incorporated in 1992.
Okay.
My father worked for his dad growing up, and he broke off from his father in 92 and started American Pavement. And he started small. You know, he started not really doing anything that he couldn't take on. Obviously, his father was still in business, so if there was ever a project that was large, they kind of worked together.
Yeah.
My mom is co-owner, so she runs the office, and they kind of teamed up together and really, you know, started early. It wasn't always as glamorous as it is now. You know, there was a lot of, you know, broken down trucks, a lot of, you know, pavers that only worked halfway. And, you know, he tells stories about carrying spray cans. So instead of carrying Armor All or Tire Shine or wax, he would just spray paint his truck every day.
Are you serious? Yeah.
He would carry, they had, what do you have, like an L?
He had like a gold international. Oh, no. Well, he had the L8000.
L8000, and it was black, I believe, so he just carried black spray paint. He just spray painted it every day. And the cleanliness that you see today has always been part of the company.
Yeah.
You know, I believe he started doing, you know, small driveways, patchwork, and, you know, he grew into a pretty substantial residential company.
Yeah.
For the past 20 years, we serviced our area, Danbury and the surrounding towns, doing driveways. You know, coming up, you know, when we started, I was probably 16, 17. We would do 4, 5, 6 driveways a day. And we really focused on particular areas. So we would work in, you know, Bethel for 2 weeks, and people would see us in Bethel for 2 weeks, and then we'd work in Danbury for 2 weeks, and they'd be like, "Oh man, we see your trucks everywhere." And really, we were just focusing on keeping our footprint small.
Yeah.
And that's how we kind of grew. And we always did good work. So the clean trucks, the good work, and the good name. And then when you add, you know, growing up in the town, playing sports, my dad always, I think for probably the past 30 years, he's sponsored Little League, coached Little League, coached basketball. So being in the community.
You get weaved in. Yeah, you get weaved in.
Exactly. Yeah. People would see your truck in the parking lot, like, "Hey, you pave driveways," and, you know, it kind of grew really organic.
Yeah. So was there a thing where, like, you know, that point where you go from doing so much residential to then you start doing commercial, but then like jumping into like the municipal stuff and things like that? Did your dad ever talk about like the hesitation to jump to that, or did he always just be like,
No,
finally we're there, and
Just
just
no, it was 100 miles an hour from day one.
Our business,
As much as you could do, as fast as we could do it.
Yeah.
And if there was a job that was, 10,000 square feet, he would do it. It didn't matter the size. Like you said, I keep saying,
yeah, you just do. There's nothing you can do about it. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it again.
But really, what happened
Blue
was
asphalt.
we jumped from the commercial to the residential just by gaining customers. We pride ourselves on our customer base. And once you're a customer of ours, it's very rare that we lose you. And I think later on we could talk about how we continue to service our driveway customers, because if you think about it, for 20 years we were paving driveways, and now we're like 95%, maybe 97% commercial and municipal. We only really do driveways for friends and family.
Yeah, or major athletes or movie stars and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we've done a few of those.
Yeah.
Right.
So at the end of each year, we have a book like this thick of driveway calls that we can't get to.
Yeah.
So that's why League 3 was started. My brother, he broke off, and now he services the driveways and the smaller commercial work.
Cool.
So that's kind of how we graduated from, the beginning to what we are now.
Well, I know I've seen some video of your dad and stuff, and some pictures of your dad, checking out equipment and shit at MPE. So I imagine he's like an ultimate tire kicker. Like, dude, I've seen every piece. I've used every piece. I know what's good, what ain't good.
He's a fucking savage.
Good, dude. I really regret not being able to see him and meet him. So I'm gonna make that happen. I promise. Very soon, within a year.
I'm trying to get him to do a class at NPE.
Yeah, dude.
The speaking thing. It's a lot of work. I mean, those guys that do those things, power to them.
They do that. They do.
Yeah, it is a little bit of work. Some guys are so damn good at it. Like me, I have to flash a little bit when I speak because that's what I do. But some guys like Jim Panzenhagen, when he does line striping stuff, he knows so much about it, and you know that he knows so much about it that you can spend the whole time just asking that dude questions, and it could be an hour and a half, and it's still not enough time. And I have a feeling that's how your dad would be.
What I like to see, like something like that, just do a straight Q&A.
Yeah, that'd be epic, dude. That'd be epic. And hopefully we are getting some more things and different things thrown into MPE now that the management has changed a little bit.
I heard it.
Still sticking to some bread and butter stuff and still mixing in some new guys. So I'm excited for those guys coming up, especially about different things and different looks. And hopefully Blacktop Banter, wink, wink, is going to be part of that. So I'm excited for it. But
thinking about maybe doing a raised on blacktop booth. We'll see.
Ooh, I like that. I'd be there.
Cool. I've never really seen anyone sell merch like that.
No.
I think it would give some little young spice.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I think there's definitely
a t-shirt.
I'm down with that. Let's talk about your rolls. All right, and I'm gonna start with Jack because Jack looks like if I didn't shovel fast enough, he'd slap me upside the head or spray me with the diesel wand. So
might. I take care of all the milling, reclaiming, and trucking. Really, right? Yeah. So
you're the logistics man.
I guess. Yeah. I can say like all of us were very operational. Oh, no one's sitting behind a desk. No.
Yeah.
Like,
could you though? Could you guys? Could you just sit behind a desk most of the time?
I don't know if you actually could though. I can't.
See, my thing is, I could do it, but I can't jump back and forth.
Yeah, it's gotta be one or the other.
Yeah, like I'm cool in the office all day. I could look at blueprints all day and pull up bids all day long. But when I work 12 hours and then I come in the office, I'm shocked. Yeah. I'm shocked.
I want to go home.
Yeah, I cannot. And
you can't switch hats like that.
Yeah, the beginning of the season, I'll spend 2 months in the office just bidding work. Looking at blueprints, calling customers, and then by the end of the year, I don't even go in the office.
So Jack, do you go out first then in front with the mill and?
Yeah. I go. I'm usually a day ahead of them, maybe 2. I go around and I mill whatever they got, and they're right behind me, chasing me. So
then what? Then you're on to the next one too.
Oh yeah. I move the machine there. I operate the machine.
Jack's full service. He does the milling, but he drives the tractor as well. So he'll mill the road, load the tractor, and then move it to the next job and does everything. And he typically gets stuck with the skeleton crew. Yeah. So he does a lot of it. He probably runs 4 or 5 machines in a day.
I knew he had to crack the whip. I could tell just by looking at him. He was like,
I might not crack
he gets the veins.
I get the vein
a lot.
Yeah. I get that too. I think I get a little bit of all of it because I got to do everything. I got to do the office. I got to do the service work.
Mechanic too. I got to fix shit too. So.
Yeah, fix shit. I'm hoping to delegate some of that away. Thank God, finally, after this many years. I'm way older than all you guys. I remember that. So, I've put in a lot more years than you fellas. So let's switch. Matt, what do you take care of, dude? I know you do a lot of operational stuff at APS.
Yeah, so mostly I'm running the screed. That's what I'm doing. I'm on the paving crew. I'm running the screed.
I seen you in a hopper shoveling your ass off, right?
Yeah. So a lot of times, like, I'm on the grounds crew too, so I'm hopping off. I hop off all day. Yep. Shovel pad, rake the pad, hop back up, do everything like that. There it is.
Told you, yeah. Nothing you can do.
But sometimes I become somewhat of a utility guy. Like I'll be bouncing. I drive a truck sometimes if we're doing a big job and it requires all of our trucks running, then I have to hop in a truck, which I don't mind doing. Do that. And then sometimes I'm with Jack too. Sometimes I'll be on the milling crew.
Cool.
I'll be cleaning. I'll be in charge of the cleanup behind him, sweeping. I'll be on the little trimming milling machine. So I'm a lot of a utility guy. And then also I do a lot of the social media. We all do some posting. We're all replying to people. But I feel like 80% of it I kind of come up with. And
all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll remember who to point the finger at, dude, from now on. I want to know, as far as like, with you guys each kind of wearing different and you hopping around, Matt, and doing your thing, is there ever a spot where you're just like, because you three all essentially work together, and I know we haven't got to everything Josh does yet, but is there a spot where, because you guys are brothers, you tell each other eat shit, and this?
I told Josh to go fuck himself the first day.
Monday. 10 minutes at the shop. Yeah. 10 minutes in. Fuck you.
And that's like, people ask, how do you work with your family? Some people are like, how do you do that? And I'm like, it takes every day. Every day it takes sacrifice. Thick skin, right? But there's no one answer. It's every day sacrifice and just being able to forget and forgive and keep going, because we got to look at the big picture here.
But it's good that we all wear different hats though, because like when I'm milling, sometimes he's not with me, so like we're not up each other's ass all day.
Right, that makes sense.
Nice, because I'll have my guys, and then once in a while I'll have them with me. But he's not up on the job telling me what to do, and I'm not in his job telling him what to do. So it all kind of works out,
So what about you, Josh, as far as your hat? Because I know we talked about switching hats and doing the office thing and then going back and doing this as far as the blueprints or as far as doing operational stuff. As far as your role, are you multifaceted? What do you like more, one thing than the other?
I think my overall role is probably like, paving foreman. If my dad's not there, I'm probably lead guy when it comes to logistics and, coordination, making sure, guys are parking here, you're not parking there. I need to make sure that guy back there is rolling that thin spot or stay off the thick spot. It's soft here. It's, I do a lot of that stuff, but at the same time, I run the paver is my main thing. I don't want to say I'm the best at it, but I understand it the best.
Yeah.
And then I do a lot of grading, fine grading.
I'm guessing you guys got a lead boy, right? Okay. So how many lead boys do you have?
Two. Currently two, but we've probably had, I don't know.
He's had a brand new one every year for the past 20 years.
So what model do you have right now, Josh, that you like to run?
We have a 8616 and a 6150.
And then we have
the 8616 is the larger of the two, which is on the tracks, and it has a tunnel feed. And then the 6150 is the tire machine that we have.
Do you get new of each of the?
No, these past two machines we've had quite a while, but back in the day when Lead Boy first was coming up, they were cheap. You can get a Lead Boy machine 60, 70, 100 grand brand new. So he would flush them out like constantly.
It's one way to keep them clean. I can tell you that much, dude.
Yeah. And especially, I don't know if it was tax purposes wise, but you know, you get deductions when you buy equipment. So he would constantly just buy equipment.
Dude, smart move. So do you think I mean, I know they change little features here and there, but it hasn't, you know, the bare bones of it, the skeleton of it is kind of the same. I know we got computers and everything added to it. Do you ever run into anything when you look at the new ones where you're like, I'm kind of glad we run the old one? Or do you look at the new ones and be like, shit, I wish we had one? Like,
both, really.
Yeah, there's a few things I used to like about the old Lee boys, like the old 8515 had a control panel and went all the way across. The new one has a stationary one that has to slide.
oh, okay.
So the older machine, if you're running the screed, you know, I could reach up and hit my gates. I can hit my augers. I could do some of those things as a screen guy, you know, because the way we operate, I like, you know, I'm always messing with, you know, as the screen guy, I just don't go up and down and out. Like I control the material, I control the feed, I control my gates, I do all that. And I like having those options to do that. The newer machines that with that, you know, that small console, you really can't do it, but they give you a little more play with like the speed control. Some of the machines have their end gates on the smaller boxes. I'd really love to have, you know, all of the controls on each station. You know, even steering. Sometimes if I'm running the screed down below, my dad's driving, you know, just a little nudge, like a little touch to the left. I mean, if I didn't have to tell him or whistle or yell at him to move over a little bit, you know, because when you're going down the road, it means a lot. Those little things.
It's been at least 10 years since I ran a paver. And and the last one I ran was the Gale. And I ran the Lee Boy 1000 before that, but
Classic. Yeah.
Oh, classic, yeah, dude, super
easy. Spoiled with pavers, you know. I never had a tip paver.
We have 3 to choose from, so
yeah. So
I mean, when I look at them now, dude, it's like speaking a different language, and it's just like, dude,
for a week.
Then well, that's what I was thinking, you know, for a week. So, you know, if we jump to a Lee Boy or whatever, depending on where we go now that we're starting to pave a little bit more again, I have a feeling I'm going to catch up real quick. My guys are going to catch up real quick. It's funny because companies now, they want you to be able to use their equipment efficiently and really well right away. It's same thing with like not only equipment companies like Lee Boy or, you know, any other company, but like even like Facebook, when you go to put ads out, like they want you to be able to use it. So they coach you through and show you how to use it and do things really well. And one thing I've always found out about Lee Boy is they really have an ease of use that is just
we've demoed quite a few machines in the past. Like we tried the Weiler, we tried the Carlson, a couple different model Carlsons, and it's just, you know, if I have a tough time running the machine, you know, it's gonna be hard to tell the guys below me, you know, how to run it. You know, and the Carlson was a great machine, but you need to be a good operator, a really good operator. Once you get it, I mean, it's a nice machine, but the Lee Boy's like my third string quarterback to match a joint easily.
There's some forgiveness. Yeah, there's some forgiveness there.
We have 3 or 4 guys on the crew that can get on a Lee Boy if we're not there, and they can run the paver. More than
what mill do you have, Jack? What mill do you have?
We have a W150 CFI is our big mill, and then we have a W35R as our trimmer.
Yeah, the trimmer. Yeah.
And we have for a reclaimer, we have a WR200i. It's for the reclaiming the full depth.
Very cool. What that the jump to doing milling is full commitment. From whatever. Like
it's investment.
It's a huge investment and it's full commitment. And you know,
we're still not set up how we should be. Like we're still, you know,
how you want to be. Yeah.
We're almost there, but we got a couple more pieces that we need to get.
I mean, there's sweeping involved. You need water tanks. Water truck would be nice. Not a water truck. We just have a water tank.
You got to think. We go through bristles like 4 or 5 times a year. You got to change the bristles on a broom. You know, that's like
$1,000 a crack, and it's every couple weeks you got to change them out.
So, which kind of leads me, I guess, to talk about, you know, everything that you guys are entailed and how much you go through. What are your future plans? I mean, as far as APS goes, I mean, I know your dad's still out there grinding, doing and going, and that full throttle, yes, 100% mentality you can see comes through with you guys too. So is there an idea that you guys are going to expand even farther, or are you going to do more work within your area? I mean, can you, are you, I mean, what have you even had that conversation? Because, you know, I'd love to say our dads are going to be around forever, man. I would love it if my dad was around forever, but, you know, at some point the reins are going to be handed over in one way, fashion, or another. You have an incredible base built that people would die for, you know, to be able to take that over. So what do you think as far as future plans for you guys?
I mean, like what you mentioned, both, like we want to keep that grit and keep servicing our customers, because like Josh said, like we're a customer based company. You know, we take care of our customers, and that's our bread and butter. So we want to keep that grit, but we also, I don't want to say franchise, but we want to expand like the brand itself, you know, because that's really taken off in the last 3-4 years. Like that's what we're talking about. That's where our eyes are on. But I never want to lose the quality and like the, our foundation, you know, because that's what we are.
Well, I think like with your guys' family, and Josh, maybe you can elaborate on it a little bit. You know, you guys all know your standards, and you all know what it takes, and you know, more than likely, human beings are going to have kids and have sons that are going to grow up. You know what I mean? So, is that part of the idea as well? Is that, you know, your guys' little ones are going to grow up and help out with this, help out with that? You know, if you do get to that size, Jack, I see you grinning already. If you do get to that size, is there a thing where it's like, yeah, you guys go ahead and handle this one, you guys handle this one? I know you do that with Elite 3 with your other brother. He takes care of a lot of that other stuff from that whole tangent. I mean, could it get to that size? I don't know. I've never talked to a business that's been down that road that far as a family business.
So, I mean, I look at companies like Finley Asphalt. They're a family-owned business. And I've spoke to one of the kids or grandkids that works there, and he's like, you know, I do scheduling, you know, so if you get to a certain size where you get so big, your roles get narrower. Whereas like today we have, you know, we all wear multiple hats.
Right.
I could see, you know, Jack's kids coming to work for us and having a specific job. You know, I just had a daughter. If she wants to be in the business, great. I would love to have somebody come in the office. Because that's where we fall behind, is our office.
Yeah. How many people you guys got in-house, do you think?
Together?
So I think it's 17 this year.
Yeah, 17.
16 or 17.
But we have just my mom in the office.
Mind blowing.
We put down a lot of blacktop for 17 people.
Yeah.
That's a ton.
It's crazy. When I was at the expo, I was talking to kids, and they were like, you know, idolizing our company. I'm like, how many guys you got? And they're like 30, 50, 80.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, we do it with 17.
And 5 of us are family.
And 6 of them were drivers.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
My dad says his biggest compliment was when his leading competition asked him how many guys he had. He was like, he's like, I got 10 guys. And he's like, oh my God, I thought you had 50 men. You know? Yeah. That's just, we just work different.
Just to add what Josh said, like in times like this, I was really realizing the other day, it's like just when it pays to be lean and mean. You know, we don't have to worry about bringing 40 guys back to work.
Totally, dude. And you know, if the rubber met the road and you're like, dude, we're gonna have to work this whole year to break even just so we can stay afloat. With your family, you're like, dude, we have to survive. We're family, dude. So, you know, I think that's different. And that kind of leads into, with Matt bringing that up, that kind of leads into a crazy time, like you said, lean and mean we are now. We've been deemed essential here in Wisconsin, which I'm thankful for, I guess. I don't know. Some people are like, how come them? How come them? How come not me? And I know you guys are still operating as well, because you do a lot of municipality work, public work, a lot of that stuff. And in our area, that falls into it as well. Some companies are only essential because they only do municipality work and things like that. How have you guys been handling it? And that might be the best place to start. I mean, as far as I know, business-wise, you didn't miss a beat, really, you know, but as far as like life-wise and general as well, has anything changed? I know, Josh, you were talking like there's not a lot of people around, so it's easier to do our work. We don't got to worry about getting hit.
Yeah, so I mean, just in general, we've really taken initiative to like, go out and buy cleaners and gloves and masks and like anything that we can get our hands on, we're using. We're diluting our cleaner to make it last longer. We're mixing it with Dawn soap, and we're using purple power and degreaser to like clean things. And we're telling the guys, when you get to the shop, make sure you wipe your trucks down. Every day when we get in, we wipe the consoles down, the tools, steering wheels, constantly doing those things. We're taking multiple trucks to the job. So, instead of putting 4 guys in a truck, just 2 guys in a truck, we got extra trucks, you might as well, we'll take them. And then we're only running a half mast right now.
Yeah.
We don't have the whole company in.
Right.
There was talk today with my dad that maybe we'll do like, half the laborers this week or half the laborers that week. So like everyone gets work.
Yeah. I think there's companies like that around here that are like electrical companies, and that's,
Right.
1 week here, 1 week there. But dude, to be told that you can work,
Messed up.
and then, but then like for people to think that you should choose not to is beyond mind boggling to me, because you're like, I only work in the summer, so it's not like I can sit for 6 months and then be like, okay, I can go back to work now. Like, we got to make it now. Like, I have to now.
Mortgages,
and our men have kids to feed too,
Yeah.
And truth be known, my father could probably stay home for 2 weeks or a month, and it wouldn't matter, but like, I feel like we're not doing our guys a favor, but like we're getting back to work for them.
Yeah.
We know they've been sitting home all winter.
Yeah, they're hungry. So.
When he gets mad, he looks at, like, if anything happens and he gets mad, he's like, I've done my thing. This is not for me. I got my money. Like, for you guys,
like, I don't have to fucking do this.
Yeah, I don't have to be here.
I say that right now, and no way close to the truth, but I still say that. Yeah, no. I mean, it's true. It's true.
And those conversations come up at the end of the year too, when it's like, 20 degrees and we're paving, and like my dad's like, we're not doing this for me. We're doing this for our customers who need to get this done, and we always come through for them. So we're out here doing this now for them. It's not so I can get more coin in my pocket for the winter because I'm good.
No, I think he knows that's the key.
One more point is that we don't, we've never been big on bailouts. Like, I don't think he's ever taken money from the government.
Right.
He doesn't want the guys to collect unemployment.
Right.
If he could pay them and they could make a good money, like, we want that. We want the companies that are struggling to reap the benefits. We don't want to take the money from the country if we don't have to.
No.
We think it's our civil duty to go out and work because we can.
Yeah, and that's kind of where we're at, dude. Like, if they tell us we can work, we're definitely going to work, because, dude, if I don't, I'm going to feel a kind of way about myself that I don't want to feel. You know what I'm saying? And your dad come from, picking himself up and building this business from the bottom up. There's not going to be a point where you want to be like, oh, you mean I'm going to be, you're giving me a handout, I can take it easy now? There's no way. You want that integrity to stick that you've had forever inside that thing. So
2008, when shit hit the fan, that was our best year we ever had.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, nobody was working, and our guys were doing 60, 70, 80 hours a week. And people are like, I don't get it. Like, but we just.
Yeah. If you go on our our employee parking lot, there's like 4 new cars back there, like 2020s.
Brand new pickups.
So it's like, we love that. Yeah. We want to have a new car. We want you to have a nice.
We want you to buy a new house. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head when you were talking about, for your guys, you're doing it, and for your customers, you're doing it, because not only are you trying to help our guys out, but our customers want to get their shit paved and done and sealed and maintained, because they know if we go through another winter like we have, I know you guys have hard winters too, it's not going to be good. So it's like, if they're clearing us to go work, we're going to go work. I could give a shit if you work at GameStop and you're pissed off that I'm out working because you're not. I really don't give a shit. We got some bigger fish to fry than that. So for people to get their panties in a bunch about that, I don't really get it. I don't understand it. I understand that we need to work. That's all there is to it. So I'm with you guys on that one. We're pretty removed here in the middle of America. it's here. There's cases in my county. I told you guys I don't have very many people in my county, so we can only have so many cases because there's only so many damn people here. But you know, we are starting to see a few. Is it any different on the East Coast as far as that goes?
Sure, yeah. We're so close to the city.
Yeah, we're hour 15 from Manhattan,
which everybody knows got hit pretty hard. So I think Danbury, I think there's about 200 people that have it. They said. I think it's more than that. Maybe more.
Yeah, Danbury has a really big hospital. So it's a big hub.
And we get a lot of commuters to the city.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of the big rich people in the city live in Connecticut, just over the border.
So crazy. So I want to ask you guys a question that I usually pre-ask everybody questions, you know, and I don't want to spring a surprise on you, but the podcast coming to a close, this one coming to a close anyways. We're going to do more. We got to do more.
Yeah, I need to get my dad.
You know, you have your dad on for one, and I imagine we're going to be talking about different topics and different things. If I have a question, dude, I call somebody and be like, be ready to get on video because we're going to talk about this. But I want to ask you guys something that I don't ask a lot, but it's about legacy. And your dad is, from what I can gather, really big on legacy. And whether or not
got chills when you said that.
Whether or not he knows it or not, doesn't matter what happens with APS right now. For some of us, the legacy of American Pavement is going to be something that we remember. It's going to be on the podcast, on the air. It's going to be on pieces of clothing that people are going to have in their shops probably for the next 30 or 40 years, whether it's a hat or whatever. So he wants that to represent something different than a lot of other pavement companies where it's just, yeah, we did some work. You know what I mean? So as far as the podcast goes, and as far as listeners goes, and as far as people that are going to see this and start seeing, whether it's Raised on Blacktop everywhere, or they start seeing American Pavement Specials everywhere, whether they see us start working together on different things, because it's fun to do shit, but it's a lot funner to do it together, especially when people know other people do different things. What do you want people to know or to remember? You know, what impression do you want them to be left with if they even cross paths, take a look at APS on Instagram or wherever? I mean, what is the feeling you want them to be left with?
I think we should all say a little.
So, you know, there's one thing my dad always says, you know, if I don't leave you anything, I'm going to leave you a good name.
Yeah.
And that's big with him. Is, you know, his last name it doesn't have the greatest appeal, but you know, in our area, it's renowned. You know, if you say Stanley, like, oh, I know the Stanleys, you know, the good people.
Yeah. Same thing here, dude. Like, you know, when I used to go to school and people heard Joel's, like, oh God. Now, when my kids go to school, they're like, we know your dad.
Yeah.
We know your dad. Yeah, he does our driveway. He did this, helped us build whatever for the kids over here, donated to this or whatever. So he's gonna leave you. I mean, he's gonna leave you guys a name, and you can do a hell of a lot with a name that has been shed with positive light on it.
And we're doing everything we can to keep the name, you know, as good as we can.
Yeah. Right.
But even the company in general, I think when people talk about it, they just, you know, honesty, integrity, good work, all those things are aligned with the name. We want that to shine.
What about you, Matt? I mean, you see
a lot running through my mind. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you see American Pavement Specialists on the side of a NASCAR vehicle. Yeah. So I mean, for me, knowing you guys, you know, knowing your family, that's some mind-boggling, crazy shit for me, dude.
I wasn't there. I didn't get to go to the race, but I was watching it on TV, and when I saw the truck go around the track and qualifying, yeah. I'm gonna admit this. I got a little teary-eyed for a quick second. I was like, I got chills. I was like, I couldn't get over it. I was like, oh shit! Like,
and to think that you being on the mill, your brother being on the paver, Matt being in the hopper shoveling his ass off, like that kind of shit allows that kind of stuff to happen. You know, it allows your name to be slapped on the side of a NASCAR vehicle. Guess what, dudes? He raced the race. There's no way anyone can ever take that away from you guys, ever. Any footage, no matter what, is going to have American Pavement Specialists on the side of that thing. That's the same thing as I get chills seeing, you know, my name sometimes when I'm speaking places or doing stuff. They can't ever take that away from us. That's history being made. And seeing APS on the side of that freaking truck was badass history, if I can have anything to say about it myself.
So just to add to that, like, I always think about, like, if shit hit the fan tomorrow and we went bankrupt, like, I think we'd say we were pretty legendary at what we did.
Oh,
you know, just over the years, what my father did, what we did, we paved the Danbury Fair Mall. We, did town contracts for 10 years. Just together as a family, what we've already accomplished is awesome. And I always say this, we haven't even scratched the surface of what we're gonna do. Mm-hmm. But when people hear American, I want them to think family, hard work, hustle. Shit like that.
Do you know Gary Vee?
Go ahead. Do I know Gary Vee?
Yeah.
Not personally. I have tried. I have tried, for God's sakes. But yeah. I know Gary Vee. Yeah.
But he says something. One big thing is, like, I want to the amount of people at my funeral.
Yeah.
I know that if any one of us passed away today, like, there'd be a line down the road.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's huge.
That's a big deal.
People would come out.
Dude, all I want is, if I go before you guys, because I'm so much older than you guys, I want you guys to.
You're older than me, dude.
I know. I want you guys to do the vinyl on my casket, just so it's real fucking clean, real nice. Everything's
exactly that.
Everything.
I'll polish the casket for you. I told him, I said, when I go, if you guys don't take me out in the low bed, I'm gonna be pissed. The tractor all cleaned up, and I said, if you don't put me on that low bed, I'm gonna be pissed.
So
one thing I wanted to add to, like, legacy years from now, like, we want to do this together. We could be $100 million company one day, but, like, if we're not talking to each other, and maybe, like, just I'm in the business and I don't talk to him, and his wife hates me, or this thing and that thing, that'll be a failure to us. We want to do this together.
It's not fun, dude. It doesn't matter how much money you do
together, but,
what
like,
you do.
That's the goal.
I believe it. Experiencing it, dude, with people you love and sharing that success, that's, to me, that's most of the fun. That's why I started doing all this shit, is because I had quote unquote made it, but I still wasn't happy because I didn't have anyone to share this stuff with. I mean, my family, they don't give a shit if I make blacktop black, dude. They don't give a shit if I got diesel all over me. They don't care. But, for us to take a look at what we do, what you guys have done, and me be like, holy shit, dude, I got to talk to these guys, or, man, I seen this job you guys did. Shit was crazy. You know what I mean? Or whatever. That makes the whole ride fun. So then when all of a sudden you get on this ride, and not only that, but it's starting to get successful, and you're seeing yourself have potential and more potential, then it really gets fun, dude. And to me, that's the thing. Like you were talking about, Josh, is the casket thing, and with Matt, talking about if you guys go bankrupt, that there's going to be a legacy there. And then, Jack looking at everything that they built, all these projects, driving by it with his kiddos and being like, yeah, we did that one. I know you guys do that because I do that too, dude.
Like, tell me every paver you're riding with your wife or your girlfriend, you cannot drive by something and not say anything. You can't. Like, you fucking can't do it.
I know, dude.
We did that. Paved that road.
Dude, it's getting so bad that my little dude, Eli, before we even get to the friggin' jobs, he'll be like, Dad, I know you did this one coming up on the right. And I'm like, completely, that's all I got. And you took it away from me.
Coming out with the shirt. It's going to be cool. I'm actually been talking to the guy about it. It's going to be like a pinup girl on the back.
Yep.
Like a 50s pinup girl smoking a cigarette. And it's going to say, I know, honey, you paved that too.
Yeah.
Like, paved on blacktop t-shirt. I think that would be great.
Perfect. That'd be perfect. So, dudes, I really appreciate you guys being on. I know you had a long day, and I know, there's more long days to come. I'm glad we could get together, especially before, it gets crazy this year for all of us. But, and I really appreciate the last things you guys said about legacy. I think when I think of your guys' company, that's what I think of. I know there's a lot going on. I know we're NASCAR stuff, kick-ass TikToks coming out with some killer beats. And I know there's great vinyls and great gear and Lee Boy, everything. When do you guys clean the trucks? Do you clean them after each day?
We just did 2 of them just now.
Yeah, but okay, so that's 2 of them. When do you clean them regularly? Is it at the end of the day, or is it in the morning? Do you guys get there?
Yeah, like
just when they need clean.
He's the clean guy.
So what we try to do is when we'll clean them on a Saturday. Me, Josh, Matt will come in, maybe a couple guys, 2-3 guys, and we'll clean everything, right? Pickups, trucks, whatever, trailers, whatever we can do.
Which, as we've grown, that's not an easy day.
That's
anymore.
not easy.
Like Saturday used to be like, come in, wash a couple trucks. We're like, yeah.
Dude, I do all of our stuff once a year, and it's not an easy year for me when I have to clean everything.
Like we'll clean them on Saturdays, and then it's the driver whoever's driving that truck is responsible for it. Like, so we try to do it once a week. We'll go to AutoZone or this place or that place, and we'll get a package of rags. We'll get a huge thing of rags and wax, tire shine, glass cleaner, whatever, polish for the aluminum, and it's your job to keep it clean.
Yeah.
During the week. Yeah. And that's it.
It seems like
the driver is only responsible to drive the truck and keep it clean. We don't want them to shovel. We don't want them to rake because they can't do it anyway. So,
I knew you'd be spraying somebody with diesel, dude. I knew it. So, guys, thanks a lot for being on the podcast. I really do appreciate it. It's very nice to meet you all digitally. I know, I shook Matt's hand real quick at MPE when I was doing my booth thing. But next time, what's that?
I was like, that's the YouTube guy.
Oh yeah. Now the podcast. Yeah. No, I mean, I think next time we'll spend some time together. I'll show you guys where I take shots before I walk onto the floor. That way, the ice is broken. But I'll be super glad to see you guys' journey. I have a feeling that we're gonna do a lot of stuff together in the future, and dude, I'll be glad to help out with whatever you guys know that. Send it my way. I'm all in with APS, and of course raised on Blacktop, obviously. So, as soon as we get going and doing our thing, I know, man. I know it's gonna be.
Pulling up his Superman thing like he's Clark Kent.
Yeah, he is for sure. So
thank you for coming us on too. Thank you for doing this podcast for the asphalt community. It's we need more of these.
Yeah, dude. It's legacy. It's legacy building. I know we always talk. I know when everyone always interviews you, they ask about the clean trucks and everything else. And I know it's like, well, yeah, but we do a lot more than keep clean trucks. But the integrity of keeping everything clean, the fact that you keep everything clean on top of everything you do, lets us know that that integrity that your dad has of going farther than anyone else is still there and still going. And I think it's in the bones of American Pavement. So I'm excited. And I'm excited that you guys are on the podcast because now you're part of the podcast too. Not only that podcast is part of you. Guys, thanks so much for being on the podcast. We're going to do another one maybe at the end of the season when we all are finally done.
We got to get that on.
I'll be 10 pounds lighter at the end of the season.
Yeah, maybe me too. Maybe me too. Maybe, maybe not though. Maybe 10 pounds more. You never know with me. Depends on if I'm stressy or not. That's the big. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. As always, we want you to seal it, stripe it, and of course, the guys are here. We want you to pave it and kill it. Peace.
Yeah, personally,